Yo, yo, yo! Welcome to Mornings with Max and Tigalicious. What's up, you guys? Thank you so much for your feedback. That was just awesome. Today, I feel like I'm not as pressured to be like, okay. And like I said, you know what? I realized just in trial and error through Mornings with Max throughout the years, I've had this in San Diego. I actually stopped doing it based on that insecurity of, I don't know who's watching these, people's comments. You know how people can be. People have come up to me and been like, I'd watch your videos, but like, I get to 20 seconds. I mean, like, almost like they're saying like, like their time is so precious. I'm not giving you my time. Although, they're probably watching something stupid and retarded for 5 times the length. And it's true because I watch stupid stuff that, that doesn't mean anything and doesn't have any value to it. And I give to it. So people crack me up. They don't really, but I'll say that. They do crack me up. Anyway, so I've realized within the last month or so that this is serving a purpose for certain individuals. It's definitely serving a purpose for me, and the fact that you want to join me in this is awesome. So, and if you want to hang in there, and we'll move on. This is not for the masses, if I see it that way too. I'm a singer. I sing. I know God's given me that gift. And I used to think, oh, what am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with it? And people would put that pressure on you, like, why aren't you doing this with it? Why aren't you doing that? And I think we assume that because we have a talent that it has to be on this humongous stage. And it's not true at all. I think that I've just learned that I just want to be available to use my gift in any capacity. And if it blesses, if my singing blesses, 6 people in a Bible study every week, then, that's not any less than a stadium or a recording contract or blah, 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 whatever. And that ministry is still being done, that people are still being blessed. So that's kind of like how I needed to come into this journey with Mornings with Max, that, I realized, wow, there's more than 2 or 3 people that are still watching this and still hanging in there, and it's ministering. So, you know what? Those people that want to come in and be like, I'd give you my precious time, but, I don't got 3 minutes to give. Yet they're going to freaking watch something stupid for even longer. Those people, like I said yesterday, they can fall through the cracks, and it doesn't really matter at this point anymore, because I want to love on the people that want to hang in there. So I love you guys. Thanks for letting me do that little disclaimer. Like you had a choice. He's so self-centered. He always be... Shut up. Anyway, so we were talking about introverts, extroverts, yesterday, and the feedback was awesome. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Ro, I call you Ro because that's what you put on your thing, but Roger, even though I was calling you Robert, and Cody, good stuff. Some other people commented on that stuff, but that's what I want. I want that interaction. I want that flow. That's awesome. So if you guys haven't had an opportunity to read through the thread, read through what people are saying about what I'm talking about. As I want to pick your guys' brain. There's so many other topics now that I'm like, okay, I want to pick your brain. Like, why is it this and why is it that? And and if whatever. And if you introverts have questions for me, an extrovert, I can be a poster child for the extroverts. That I can. A lot of times I'm like, look, don't, when people ask me questions about being Mexican, like, do not make me the Mexican poster child. First of all, I'm Chicano. I was born in the States. I'm just as much American as you are. So I don't know everything there is to know about being a Mexican born in Mexico, because I wasn't born there, and that's okay. So yeah, but for some reason, for the extrovert, I feel like I can be a representative because I'm such an extreme extrovert. Which brings me to introverts and your lack of facial expressions and how unfair I think it is. Okay, if you say something stupid to me, you're gonna get. If you say something to make me mad, I'm gonna be like, if you say something that I love, I'm gonna be like, you getting my point? In other words, you're gonna get a very genuine response. And I'm not to say that every extrovert is genuine, because just because you're outgoing don't mean you're genuine. But for me, I've always thought, you could be talking to an introvert, and they could be thinking this is what they look like when they think you're an idiot. This is what they look like when they're mad at you. This is what they look like when they're excited. Do you get my point? I think it's so unfair that you get to read everything that's going on here, and you get to know exactly where you stand at all times with me, and I don't get that luxury. I don't get that luxury. I have found out later on through friends, one time, one time I was totally making a stupid decision, and the person that was listening to me talking about, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to blah, 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 I'm going to go there, I'm going to there. Total stupid decision. And all the time she was thinking, that's a stupid decision. You know what the look on her face was? Yes, that was a stupid look on her face. So I had no idea, based on her response or her reaction, if it was a stupid decision. I had no idea. She wasn't telling me or indicating with her body language at all. Don't do that, or maybe you shouldn't do that. And she was in her head the entire time thinking, should I tell him? Now I'm going to make the facial expressions of what was going on inside that was never freaking showing up on her face. So inside she was going well, should I tell him? I don't think that's a good decision. I don't, but maybe he just knows. And maybe, all of this was going on inside of her. And this is what it looked like on the outside. A lot of freaking help that did me, because I went ahead and made that decision and got into all sorts of trouble, and there was so many consequences attached to that decision, and all I got from her was, you introverts need to start opening. Do you see this big hole right here? You need to start opening That is so frustrating to me. That is so frustrating that you were so caught up in your own internal world of should I and shouldn't I, or all the while I'm getting screwed. If you were making the same decisions, you would have seen this. Oh, you really gonna do that? You're really gonna do that? That's well, you'll be like, well, why? Because that's a stupid decision. Serious. I'm not saying go tell strangers you're making stupid decisions. I'm talking about friends, your homies, your peeps. And this was supposedly a good friend. It wasn't like I was some stranger that she had to worry about me going oh, no, you did meddle in my life. So anyways, that was please explain why you let me out to dry, introverts. Why? Why you let me hang myself when I wouldn't let you hang yourself? I'd tell you, you're dumb. In love, of course. He always be trying to make me feel stupid. And I was like, you know what? You're lucky we're running a little late. Anyways, go ahead, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please, please, please. It's the best way to get in notifications. Don't just not watch Mornings with Max. It's not being